In a world where symbolism and entertainment often clash, the closing ceremony of the Paris Olympics has ignited a firestorm of controversy. With millions watching, the event that was supposed to celebrate global unity and athletic achievement ended up fueling outrage, particularly among Christian viewers. The use of seemingly demonic imagery and what some have called a mockery of sacred symbols has left many questioning the intentions behind the spectacle. In this video, we'll dive deep into the ceremony, explore why it has sparked such a furious reaction, and examine how this fits into a broader narrative of spiritual warfare in the media. The Paris Olympics closing ceremony took place in the iconic Stade de France, featuring a performance led by a character dubbed the Golden Voyager. This character's journey across a desolate Earth and the subsequent encounter with the goddess Nike, a headless angel-winged figure, has stirred considerable anger. For many, the portrayal of a headless angel was not merely artistic, but deeply symbolic, resonating with themes that some interpret as satanic. This sentiment was echoed across social media, where the imagery was condemned as demonic and satanic garbage. One viewer exclaimed, "The Olympics started with a mockery of the Last Supper and ends with a headless angel. These people are demonic. This is evil." Such reactions are not without merit, especially when considering how biblical teachings describe Satan as an entity who can disguise himself in forms that appear benign but are fundamentally deceptive. 2 Corinthians 11:14 warns, "And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light." The use of a headless angel-like figure can be seen as a perversion of divine symbols, an act that many believe aligns with Satan's strategy to confuse and mislead. This incident at the Olympics isn't an isolated one. It represents a larger pattern of how modern media can be used as a tool for spiritual manipulation. Satan's influence isn't confined to obvious evil. It often manifests subtly through cultural and artistic expressions that blur the lines between sacred and profane. The Bible warns us in Ephesians 6:12, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." In today's world, these high places can easily be identified as the platforms of television, social media, and mass entertainment. Through these channels, Satan can spread messages that seem innocuous or even appealing, but are ultimately destructive to Christian values. Ellen White, a prominent Christian author, once stated, "Satan works through the channels of our senses to influence the mind." This influence is pervasive in media, where what is presented as harmless entertainment often carries deeper, more insidious spiritual implications. The backlash against the Paris Olympics closing ceremony is further intensified by its connection to the earlier controversies surrounding the opening ceremony, where a parody of the Last Supper featuring trans and drag performers was widely condemned. The Vatican itself criticized this act, expressing deep disappointment in a statement, "There should be no illusions ridiculing the religious convictions of many people." Such acts of mockery are not new. Throughout history, sacred symbols have often been targeted to undermine or belittle religious beliefs. The Bible speaks against such blasphemy in Galatians 6:7. "Do not be deceived, God is not mocked, for whatever one sows, that will he also reap." The repeated use of Christian imagery in what many see as disrespectful contexts can be viewed as a deliberate attempt to sow confusion and spiritual disillusionment. The controversy surrounding the Paris Olympics is a reflection of the growing tension between secularism and religious belief. As society becomes increasingly secular, there's a tendency to dismiss or even ridicule religious values in the name of artistic freedom or progressiveness. However, this trend is dangerous, as it not only alienates believers but also desensitizes the broader public to the sacredness of religious symbols. This desensitization is part of Satan's broader strategy to weaken the spiritual resolve of Christians. By normalizing the profane and trivializing the sacred, he seeks to erode the foundations of faith. The Bible urges believers to remain vigilant in 1 Peter 5:8, Be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. The outrage over the Paris Olympics closing ceremony is not merely about artistic interpretation, it is a reflection of a deeper spiritual battle that is being waged in the realm of culture and media. As Christians, it is crucial to remain discerning and recognize when sacred symbols are being misused or mocked. While some may defend such performances as artistic expression, the spiritual implications cannot be ignored. The Bible provides clear guidance on how to navigate these challenges, urging believers to stay rooted in their faith and be wary of the subtle ways in which Satan seeks to influence our world. In the end, we must remember that our struggle is not just against flesh and blood, but against the spiritual forces that seek to undermine our faith. Let this serve as a reminder to stay vigilant, uphold the sanctity of our beliefs, and resist the forces that seek to corrupt and confuse. If you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth discussions on how current events are shaping our spiritual landscape. Let's continue to stand firm in our faith and remain watchful in these challenging times. God bless.